Shalom, my good Israelite black brothers and sisters. How y'all doing today? Before we start this video off, we're going to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, our Father, and His only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai. Yes. So, y'all know with Martin Luther King, especially on my teaching channel, you know, all right, so he was a pastor. He was a Christian. Everybody should know Martin Luther King. He, you know, had the I Had a Dream speech, and he wanted black boys and girls to get along, and black people in general. He didn't care about integration. He didn't care about intermingling with different races and things like that. He just wanted everybody to get along. That was his so-called purpose. Unfortunately, that dream for him turned into a nightmare. And when I say that, I mean they killed him. They you know, set him up, they killed him. They even went as far as trying to say that he cheated on his wife. The FBI, you know, they was after him. They tapped and hacked his phones and, you know, just all type of crazy stuff. He didn't die on no balcony. They smothered him in the hospital. Didn't they smother him in the hospital? Yeah. Yeah, you know, I got the princess, my wife back there, my lovely wife. But they smothered him in the hospital and things like that. So, you know, I'm not going to talk negatively about the brother. But this is what happens when you just don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, I can't fault him because he was a Christian, and Christianity has been engineered into our brain, you know, since we came over here in captivity. And I gave like I'm giving a little brief lesson, little history lesson, I guess, his story lesson, just so people can know the background. Now, his name is Martin Luther King. I want y'all to pay attention to that, right? So there is a monument that they made for him. Okay, so it is a 20-foot tall, 19-ton bronze like sculpture. It's in Boston. I think that's where he had a march. It said that it led 22,000 people in a freedom rally. So I guess that kind of makes sense in 1965. So it was in a black neighborhood. Used to be black neighborhood. And the guy who made the monument or the sculpture, he made it in a way where it looks like a penis. That's the great, right? That's where everybody's focused on that, and I definitely get it, you know, because it's disingenuous and disrespectful, and it's just weird because it doesn't have, you know, heads attached. It's supposed to be some type of praise or gratitude or honor when they first hugged. That little, I wouldn't call it a famous picture, but with him and his wife hugging when they embraced each other. You know, Coretta Scott King. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Just weird. But anyway, so yeah, they didn't put a head on there. I thought that was kind of weird. It's just arms, and then they made it look like a penis. But let's get to why I made the video, right? You would think that I made the video just because of the so-called penis or phallus or whatever you want to call it, imagery. You had people on Fox News. Let me just cover some stuff. You had people on Fox News. I think her name is Megyn Kelly.
It was meant to just be the arms and the hands of the hub. What it looks like I'm just going to say it, is a giant penis being held by two hands.
She has something to say about it. A lot of people have something to say about it. Some of the family members didn't see anything wrong with it. I think most of the family members, but I think some did. So, of course, looking at it, it's just bad, right? But I want people to pay attention to the most important part. The most important part is that his name is King and it's missing a head. That's what I've seen. You know, that's what I see. That's what I know. Now, if you go back to the Roman Empire, this is what they would do when they would remove heads off of statues. It's supposed to symbolize that there's a new king, right? Now, I'm not trying to say the guy who scoped this out is that clever or anything like that, but it's the symbolism behind it. It's the symbolism behind it. Why doesn't Martin Luther King have a head, especially when he is representing his people? Because that is what a king does. It's a representative of his people. They say Martin Luther King was a representative of the so-called black people. That's why you have this MLK Day. They just celebrated his birthday and all this, you know, Martin Luther King stuff. So why would you cut the head off the king? It's always a deeper meaning behind things, and people always pay attention to their surface level. You know, they always pay attention to what's the obvious. That's the obvious. But for me, it was the missing of the heads. This is what they do to try to make people not remember us, eradicate us. They try to destroy our images. We are Israelites, you know, we don't follow Martin Luther King. Me personally, I've never followed Martin Luther King. Even as a kid, and I hate when people say that, even as a kid, realistically, even as a kid, it didn't make sense to me, you know, that he said the things that he said, even after I watched like Rosewood and, you know, Amistad and, you know, even The Last of the Mohicans, you know, a lot of movies I watched as a kid, it didn't make sense that he would want us to get along with our oppressors and say that we should, you know, he had a dream that did he say little white boys and little white girls?
I think something like that.
All
little
black
boys and little white girls.
Yeah, little black girls. Yeah, little white girls and little black boys.
Yeah, something like that.
That's how y'all, I'm telling y'all, did not follow Martin Luther King, but he was already trying to put that in our minds and socially engineer that into our minds to integrate with them and intermingle and have babies and like mix our DNA, you know. So I never was with that, you know. Even if I was a Caucasian European man, like I would not be with the whole mixing with black people. If I was a European man, I would not want to mix with black people. I would not want to share my DNA with black people, so-called black people, because it doesn't make any sense. If I was an Asian man, I would not want to share my DNA with the white man. Well, that's kind of different because these people have the same like blood types and you know, haplogroups and things like that. But in a nation, in a country sense, like I just would not want to do it, you know. Wherever I'm identified at and with in that time, that's where I would reside and that's where I would procreate. You're not going to bring an African to Mexico and then he start procreating. You're not going to bring an Asian to Russia and then he start procreating. You're not going to bring the so-called Native American to Hawaii and then he start procreating. That doesn't make sense. You procreate with your nation, right? Your nation, your people, your race. Now, the European white man have tricked us and socially engineered us to think that we're the same, but we're not the same. That's the problem. This is what happens when you mix and mingle DNA. Now with Martin Luther King, I guess he was just taught wrong. He didn't really thoroughly read the Bible. He didn't thoroughly read the scriptures, because he would have known that the Most High, he does not approve of that. That's why you have things that's, the Most High, he don't approve of bastards, mamsers. He don't approve of it. They will not be allowed in the kingdom. So that right there shows you that we're not supposed to be mixing and mingling. But for them to do that and make the penis image from a certain angle, it was just crazy, man. And I was like, yeah, this is how they do. They say that, yeah, we love Martin Luther King, but every time you turn around with Martin Luther King, it's something disrespectful and derogatory.
But I'm not surprised. They never get Martin's statue right.
Ever.
You saw that monument they put up in D.C.? Look at the statue. I mean, what the hell is this? The man literally marched for freedom.
Every single time. They made white statues of the brother. Now he missing his head. They even made some Martin Luther King statues that don't even look like him. They don't push the actual message of Martin Luther King. It's just always remembrance of what they did to our people. That's just all it is. Remember Martin Luther King, the guy, y'all, political leader or, social activists that we killed, right? That we killed. That's what they want us to remember, not the message. They don't want to, I don't approve of the message, but they don't want you to remember the message. They just want you to remember that they killed one of your strongest leaders, that was falsely led by his people or whoever was around them, and Christians. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I know a lot of y'all don't care for Martin Luther King. I'm not just, he's still a brother, but I'm just saying the message and what he promoted in his time, in his life, what he promoted, I just don't agree and never did agree with the message. And, I don't want our people to think that what he said was true. Now, he did say, and my wife, I always give her credit because when she pointed out certain things, I remember it. But he did say that he was afraid that he led his people into a burning building. Didn't he say burning building? See? So that's why I digress when it comes to the annihilation of imagery with Martin Luther King. Because he did say, like, I'm afraid I've led my people into a burning building. Even he knew. And that statement right there may have got him killed. May have. I know a lot of other stuff, but like I said, I'm not here to destroy his image. I'm just here to destroy how Europeans manipulate his image and his word into their favor. The money that they make. The money that they make a lot of money off Martin Luther King. Nobody talks about that. Just that alone. The NAACP is just a pure joke. It's ran by white people who do not care about us. Just like the Black Lives Matter movement, it's ran by white people. Now, the connotation behind Black Lives Matter, I agree with. But the people who run it, I just don't, it's an organization. That's just what it is. And whenever you have an organization, it leads to just all corruptness, even within Israel. That's why I'm not a fan of groups, the Israelite groups. I love all my brothers. But it's just, it's always corruptness when it's groups and organizations and institutions. If you're not going to strictly be an institution and an organization of the Most High God, then I can't be a part of it, Now, I'll push your message, We are the chosen children of Israel, black people, so-called black melanated, neuromelon people. I'll push that message, but all the other stuff, that's on y'all. The Most High, he gonna judge y'all for it. Everybody has to face their own judgment. But I do appreciate y'all for tuning in and hearing, you know, what your brother got to say, because it's you guys' time is my brothers, black brothers and sisters, y'all time is very valuable, and I know that, and I appreciate it. And I'm just here to give y'all the information, and I want y'all to you know, do your research and just not fall for the things that they always seem to slip right under us. You know, they love to manipulate us. Every time y'all we turn around, they manipulate. And that's why the Most High tell you not to shake their hands. And don't mind the noise in the background. That's my baby girl. She's a wild one. She gonna let me know if hey pops, hey man, you're talking too much. I need you back here. So don't mind her. That's why my wife is here. She's gonna be here a lot because my daughter, she just loves to be around her dad, and she's, you know, stay glued to me. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. That's what a father is. That's what I'm here for. But we just gotta stay sharp, man. Still sharp and still. Every comment matters. Every like matters. The pushing the word matters. You know, pushing the word matters. You know, that's why I do this. But if y'all enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Go check my other channel out. Follow me on Wicked Instagram. Because I do a lot of teaching there too. I try to be everywhere, you know, because they're going to try to shut the word down. The famine of the word is coming. And y'all make sure y'all keep the law, statutes, and commandments and obey our Father, and just continue waiting on Yahweh's glorious return, because it's going to be glorious. Promise you. You know, that's going to be the best thing that ever happened to this earth and this world. And this is Alpha Hebrew. I am signing out. I see y'all, my beautiful black brothers and sisters, in the next video. Peace.